What's up, everybody? PTF Week 12. We're here. The season's almost over, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to see college football leaving so soon. It's just like it comes and it's over. And I mean, what are we supposed to do, though? What are you supposed to do? Week 11 had some big matchups, and the playoffs, the conference championships, everything is starting to pretty much set itself up, at least in a couple spots. So let's just get right back into it. Week 11, North Carolina winning big in Miami, clinching the Coastal, going to play Clemson, more than likely. Can they beat Clemson? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so. But UNC clinches the Coastal as far as the ACC goes. Bama rolls over Mississippi State. No stopping the tide now. Okay, Nick Saban's got his boys pointed in the right direction. I think they know what they need to be doing. Iowa stays undefeated. They want that playoff spot. They want a Big Ten talk. It's getting interesting. LSU drops another one to Arkansas. I've been talking about the beginning of the year that LSU wasn't going to be ready. They're too young. Next year. All you Bengal fans, just calm down. Next year. You guys making a bowl as it is. Just relax. Memphis lost to Houston in a nail biter there at the end. Started off real well. They're one of the undefeated teams like 2 weeks ago. Now they're not. Now they got 2 losses. Okay. Stanford falls to Oregon. Nobody thought that was going to happen. Oregon came out firing. They looked amazing. But whatever. Stanford's still winning in the Pac-12. They still should clinch. They should be okay. But as far as playoff hopes go, they're done. And Wazoo beat UCLA. Your boy called that one. I knew that the Bruins weren't going to be able to handle another high-powered offense. They got lucky as far as the other ones go. As far as for Week 11, that's your big talk, your big games or whatnot. So let's get into a little bit of conference talk about the Heismans. I got a new one on my ballot, and get into Week 12. Now, the conferences, for the most part, haven't changed a whole lot from previous weeks. Besides for one, and I'll talk about that in a minute. SEC, Bama, all day, every day, Alabama is rolling. And I don't think there's anybody going to stop them. Okay? There's nobody going to stop them. The East ain't going to stop them. Florida ain't going to stop them. Okay? And as far as their schedule goes from here on out, I think they've got Auburn left. And Auburn ain't going to stop them. We ain't going to have none of these crazy finishes like last time. So Alabama should win the SEC unless something crazy happens. As far as the Big Ten goes, I'm sticking strong to Ohio State. Michigan State's fallen. Iowa's still creeping in there. Ohio State's got some big games left. They still got Michigan, that rivalry game. It's tough to go against. I'm staying with Ohio State. I just think that Urban Meyer, no matter what the situation is that good a coach, and that he will have them boys dialed up for whatever it is that they're going to be facing, especially in the big-time situations. I mean, he won the national championship last year, and they lost to Virginia Tech. Come on, let's be real. Big 12, this is the one that I changed. I'm going to have to go with the favorite right now of Oklahoma State, okay? Now, Oklahoma State's got a big one against Baylor this weekend, but the way that they've looked against TCU, and they've got Baylor and they got Oklahoma left. They got Bedlam and Baylor. So the possibilities of TCU still holding in there are slim. TCU's got Oklahoma this weekend, which they're going to have to win that. Baylor's going to have to beat Oklahoma State, and then Baylor's going to have to lose the last game. Craziness, whatever, but at this point you have to take Oklahoma State to win the Big 12. As far as the Pac-12, I'm sticking to my guns on that one. I called it at the beginning of the year. Stanford, they got 2 losses now. Whatever, out of the playoffs, that's fine. But they're still in the talk for the conference. I mean, there's no doubt there. And in the ACC, come on, we know who it is. It's Clemson. We knew it was going to be Clemson, and that's that. So that's it for conference. Get into a little bit of Heisman and then week 12. Now, Heisman's haven't changed a whole lot. The rack and stack is different. I think Derrick Henry is the leading front runner as far as the tailbacks go. I know Leonard Fournette's got the yardage or whatever. He's got 2 losses. Okay, he didn't beat Alabama, and losing to Arkansas was big. So I'm going to put Derrick Henry in front of Leonard Fournette for right now. And Fournette will bounce to second. Ezekiel Elliott is still somewhere in there. And at this point right now, you have to talk about Deshaun Watson from Clemson. You have to. They're undefeated. The guy's a stud. They're winning. And it's because of him. All right, a normal quarterback would not be doing those things at Clemson right now. He's the threat. He's the run. He has the ability to throw a pretty ball. I mean, it's not like he's a scrambler that cannot run or cannot throw a football. The guy is a freak, and he's a sophomore, and he's going to be there at least one more year. So Deshaun Watson is definitely in the talk for Heisman right now. And if they keep winning, it's going to be tough not to have him in there. Okay, it's got to be an undefeated. Most of the time, it's an undefeated. And if not, they have to knock off a huge powerhouse, huge upset to stamp it. Fournette's not doing that right now. With the loss to Alabama, and they would have beat Alabama and he would have put up 180, 200 yards to Alabama. You pretty much could have stamped his Heisman. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So that's my Heisman picks. And let's get into week 12. Okay, week 12. Started off, Memphis Temple. Temple started off real strong this year. And obviously they've hit the schedule and started falling off. Now, they've got Memphis this week. Memphis has dropped 2. A very good football team. Memphis should roll Temple all day. Taking Memphis all day on that one. Now, one that I'm not going to pick is... That's right. Our boys are wearing all black in Frank Beamer's last home game in Lane Stadium. Now, I'm not going to get to be there as much as it pains for me to say it. I usually go to the big ones, just being so far away. But I was at the Ohio State game. It's the craziest I've ever seen Lane Stadium ever in my 30 years of going to Virginia Tech football games. This one will top it all. This will be the wildest game as far as atmosphere that Lane Stadium has ever seen. Frank Beamer, the icon right now of college football, of respect and class and everything else, it's his last home game in Lane. It's time for the fans to step up, get loud, and as far as the players go, do it for Frank. I'm not going to make a pick, but do it for Frank. You're wearing the blackouts. Go big or go home, boys. It's time to step it up and show the world that you are still this much relevant as far as college football. Let's get to a bowl game. Let's do the damn thing. Go Hokies. Come on. All right. Moving on. Michigan, Penn State. Now, Hackenberg could come up big. I doubt it. I'm going to go with Michigan. They're coming off of a tough one. Harbaugh's pissed, and, you know, it's time for them to make their statement, and they're ready for it. LSU, Ole Miss, big rivalry game. Ole Miss really fell off the map this year as far as you know, their SEC championship aspirations, and they've completely fallen off. LSU is in a skid right now. Do I think that Ole Miss is going to be able to contain him? No. Fournette's going off. LSU will win this game, and Fournette will go off. He's been quiet two weeks now. It ain't going to happen again. There's too much talent there for him to be quiet for this long. USC, Oregon, both teams back in the top 25, and not the same implications as in past years. USC cannot seem to stay consistent. You know, they've lost their coach. It's a big coaching job coming up there. They got a lot of talk, blah, blah, blah. I'm going with Oregon. The way they looked against Stanford, they should beat USC. Should. Now, Northwestern and Wisconsin. I'm going to take Wisconsin. I don't follow either one of them very closely. I've watched some of their games. Nothing real impressive as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm a Virginia Tech fan. I'm not dissing your team. I'm just saying they're not real impressive to watch. They're kind of boring, actually. I'm going to take Wisconsin over Northwestern. Now, the big game, Ohio State, Michigan State. Michigan State coming off an upset from Nebraska. Okay. I'm going to take Ohio State. You think Urban Meyer doesn't have these boys ready to go? JT Barrett's back. The offense is okay. Ohio State over Michigan State. And could, depending on the game, could move Ohio State past Alabama in the playoff. Throwing that out there. You never know. All right. Then we have Baylor, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's undefeated. Baylor has a loss. This is the schedule that they packed at the end of the Big 12 lineup. Oklahoma State is going to beat Baylor. I'm taking them. I think after watching what they did at TCU, let them go. Let them just fire the pigskin. Let them do their thing. And Oklahoma State, go get them. Cowboys. Woo! TCU, Oklahoma. Taking TCU. They were my pick to win the Big 12. And tough game against Oklahoma State. But TCU going to bounce back. They're going to beat Oklahoma. Then Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in Bedlam. That's my pick. And then last but not least, Stanford and Cal. Now, Cal came off firing. They dropped out of the top 25. They're not all that I thought they were going to be this year. I thought that they were at least going to throw some upsets. Stanford coming off a tough loss to Oregon. Forget about it. Stanford's going to beat California, and they're going to do it convincingly. One, because California can't play defense. And two, because Stanford's pissed about the loss to Oregon. So Week 12 picks. College playoffs have not changed since last week. Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. Now, do I think Notre Dame's going to stay there? Absolutely not. Especially if Oklahoma State keeps winning. They can't. They will not stay. They don't play anybody else. So Notre Dame more than likely. If Ohio State can win out, they'll stay there. If Bama can win out, they stay there. If Clemson wins out, they stay there. Notre Dame wins out and Oklahoma State wins out, Notre Dame will not be in that picture. I don't think they're going to be in that picture. As much as they're kind of ACC, they sort of are, maybe, whatever. They're not going to stay there. And if anybody thinks they stay there, then you guys are dumb. That's PTF for Week 12. Everybody have a safe weekend. Got Thanksgiving coming up. Be safe. Don't eat too much. I know I'm going to stuff my fat face. And everybody enjoy the week of college football. See you next week.